Hello again, 1/64 scale collectors. So I figured I'd do a little review on these little figures because I just got this Auto World Lowrider, and it made sense for me to order these Lowrider people at the same time. And I just want to give you guys some tips and tricks about making these guys stand up. It's not rocket science, of course, but here's like some AliExpress figure. I basically just take the packaging from these things and then cut them and then super glue the person to that, so you could easily just you don't have to try to balance a figure all the time. This is a figure here that came with a Timeco Rolls Royce, nice felt girl, and then I think this is another AliExpress order, this little cheap thing here. So we'll kind of compare them to these other brands as well, but let's start with the Lowriders here, and cut this thing open. Let's see what's going on in the back here. I guess that's a little diorama you could do. Yeah, there's an Auto World Lowrider. So what I am noticing is there's some tape here. So those little tape dots will help you glue it to a surface. I guess I'll try it on one of these packaging pieces, and then we'll see how that works. But for the figures you see already stuck to those square pieces, they're actually super glued. I use crazy glue to get them going. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just quickly cut a rectangle out of this thing. Alright, it's nice thin plastic. So I could easily make like a couple bases for all these figures here. So after you get a relatively, well, whatever size square you want, another trick I use is an edge cutter. So these are corner cutters. So there's a little stainless steel blade in there. So you just pop that in, right? So it's just a nice fast way to get a nice rounded corner. It's obviously designed for paper, but if you use a thin enough plastic, there, it's not so hard, right? They come in different sizes as well. This is a giant one. This might be like a 1/2 inch radius on this one. So anyways, you get the idea, right? Okay, so the question is, now that we have these little pieces and this little tape, let's see how effective this tape is. So I'm going to put a dot down on one. I think that dot literally peeled the backing off, like the paper itself, so that's not so hot. Let's try it again. Okay, this time I didn't take the paper with it, so alright, let's maybe lose that first dot. Alright, so now I gotta take the paper backing off. There we go. I imagine some tweezers might be helpful. You'll see it actually smeared the adhesive. Anyways, this person, yeah, that adhesive strip is pretty good, I gotta say. The only downfall of it is you can see, hopefully you can see, the shoe is white, right? And you can see this circular adhesive. It's obviously there's more adhesive than there is figure. So over time, that adhesive is gonna collect any sort of dust or cat hair in my case, and it's going to look dirty. So for me, I think I would rather just use some crazy glue, or maybe some silicone adhesive might work, but for me I think just crazy glue will be easier to just stick it down so I don't have that extra residue visible, right? I think these are actually cast metal. There's some weight to this character here. So yeah, that's pretty nice. I would have been perfectly fine if they were plastic, but I guess it'd be really hard to break this, or harder, because it's metal. I think I might be wrong, but it feels kind of, yeah, it's metal. It feels cold to the touch. So that was unexpected. These other ones that I talked about, these are all just plastic. These AliExpress ones. Well, this girl that came from Time Micro, this AliExpress dude, he's plastic. So it's definitely, I guess, maybe worth a little bit more. Now that I look at the packaging, it actually does say diecast metal on it. I guess I'm just not an attentive person. Okay, so we got that dude. And yeah, I would say, you know, size-wise, I mean, these guys are pretty much the same. See, this guy doesn't want to stand. Let me back out here. The basketball guy will stand. He's got pretty big feet. But this guy wants to tip back, so I'll just lean him against the car. But he seems pretty in line with that other resin guy. So the question is now, if I have these two females, does this female look alright? Yeah. So this is the problem. This is why I think putting them on a plastic square would be a lot easier. Because I can't balance this girl. She's not trying to balance. So I guess I'll try to lean her up against the car as well. Yeah, I would say, you know, she's definitely to scale, no problem. She's a little bit thicker, I suppose, but she looks quite realistic still. So yeah, I think this American Diorama brand's pretty good. So if you guys give me a minute here. Okay guys, I'm back and I actually learned something, a little tip for you guys. At first I was just, you know, I put a pool of crazy glue on a piece of scrap and then I dunked the people's feet into it and then I stuck them onto the plastic. But if you have too much crazy glue, it actually, you know, it fogs up the plastic surrounding the character, so it doesn't look so hot. So one nice thing about being a die-cast figure, I just ripped it off the plastic, and the thing's metal, so it can't damage the figure really. But it did take some of the paint off with it. So also I realized some of the people don't want to stand because the paint isn't quite flat on the bottom of their feet. So I took a couple of the characters, I just scraped them across a nail sander to make them flat. But yeah, so I got all the people here. They're on their little clear bases. Here are all the Car Meet 1 people, right? And then the Lowrider 2 people. There's only 4 people, but there is a dog and then the weird jumping measurement thing as well. So there's still 6 pieces. And I thought I'd bring out, you know, the Hot Wheels here, which are not 1/64 scale. I think this is pretty close. But this and this are much bigger than 1/64 scale. But if you look at the characters, I think they fit in even with any sort of Hot Wheels. So I think it's pretty good whether you actually have a true 64 or bigger, right? So I think it's a pretty good buy, these characters. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. I think I'll get some more. I got the I actually have the Team Transporter crew, but I figured I'd do a different video with that and, you know, put them next to a car transporter. Okay guys, well thanks for watching again. We'll see you around.